Greetings, mortals. I am Nates, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of Manga Hell. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of One Piece, chapter 1056, titled Cross Guild. Cross Guild? Not to spoil much until we get to this chapter, but I honestly gotta be honest, for Cross Guild, they have very little notable members so far. Remember, we gotta get more. Foreshadowing. It doesn't matter. Anyways, let's get into this chapter. Now, after a while, we actually cut back to what's been going on with the whole Gemma cover story, which, not gonna lie, it feels like it's been a really, really long time since we got an update. I mean, I know we had like a month-long break, but even that, I think it was, even before the break, I think there were a lot of chapters that was just had like the color pages or something. So yeah, it's been a while. Anyways, we cut back to the drummer and we see Arven and Karakuri, respectively the two in the top 10 strongest, and depending on how you rank it, potentially in the number 2, maybe no number 1, and number 7 or 6? Yeah, probably, yeah, 7 or 6 of Big Mom Pirates going up against Germa as they're already battle ready. Now, something funny is also the fact that Kaku's already all healed, so I really don't see how the Germa can escape this without them getting beaten to ever leveling up. Like, remember, Ichiji got the shit kicked out of him, and I don't think that all four of them up against Karakuri and Arven can really do jack. Like, maybe they can damage Arven and beat him altogether, but I don't see them beating both of the two at once. Hell, Cracker should be arriving too. I mean, he did seem interested in it, so yeah, needless to say, things are not looking good for Germa. Anyways, we get to the actual story as we cut to the party in the flower capital is over. Finally! As then we have something comes back, hang in there, Raizo! Don't die, Shinobu! Just look how gaunt you are! What terrible sorcery! As then we get the reaction after Ryuko's arrival, as then we see Raizo all shriveled up, and Shinobu as well. I guess she was also hit by it. I wonder why. Hint, hint. As then we have someone saying, as much as I hate to admit it, the man had a point. Kaido was a tyrant, but at the same time, his presence kept enemies away. So yeah, this is one of those situations where you're like, oh yeah, I guess there is some downside to removing one of the strongest people in the whole world. So yeah. Anyways, there we see Kinemon as Kinemon is bowing apology. Is like, alas, I'm sorry. All of this was happening while I was away in Curry. I had no idea. As then we have Nikamushi just be like, hey, what's done is done, and the damage was minimal. All thanks to Taro Momonosuke. Well, technically it's all thanks to Mr. Overrated, but you do you. Anyways, now we have Kamushi also asking, and how was Utsuro? Because they know where Utsuro was, and Kinen was. As then we have Black Okuboy burned to the ground, and Tsu had a terrible burn on her face, but she's alive and well. Tsu, as then we cut to the place where I guess this is implying that all that happened was the town was burned, which I do think was actually stated before the war or when they were leaving. But I guess Hold'em just kind of laughed after, just heard it too, and then went away on a run. Maybe the news about the Beast Rider being defeated just got him like running for the hills. I don't really know. It's kind of weird how everyone's kept alive, even though Hold'em could probably kill and burn them all. Anyways, there have the old lady that I think was living there be like, Utsu, is it true that Keen came back? Yeah, as in we have to saying, yes, although he's returned to the capital for now. As then the old lady is like, you're from the capital too, you should go to him. As then she's like, I know, I want to be at his side too. As then we have Kinemon be like, is getting all blushy, like, I have to say, after 20 years, she's still just as beautiful. I mean, to be fair, she does. Her design, I do believe, is inspired by the paintings they have in Japanese culture, so I guess it does make sense. Anyways, there we have Inoshi being like, "Hey, dogs like cheese, but not that much cheese." Sorry, friend, the hell nobody, which might just be a more like the fans' interpretation right now. Like, fine, you two are in love, but can you two please stop with this puppy love when anyone else is dying after an animal attack? Anyways, then we have Mikamushi also like laughing, like meow rah rah, as Okiko's like hee hee, that's so sweet, Master Keen. As then we cut to Raizo and Bad as he's like, oh, wish I had a girl. Focus on. As then someone's like, oh, focus on your recovery, Raizo. As he's basically trembling in fear. Anyways, then we have Carrot popping out. She's eating some cheese, funny enough, by those things. As Carrot's like, what's up? You called for me, Duke Dogstorm Cat Viper. You go, you king. As then we have Nick, saying, "Oh, there you are, Carrot." As then we have Nekamu saying, "You gotta, you will be the new king of Mokomudukdom." As then we have Nick saying, "Oh, the new king? Yay, sure thing." As then we have, wait, what? Carrot's gonna be the new king? And the next reaction by Carrot's actually the same as everyone else. And she's like, "Wait, king? No way, I can't do that." And then we have Nekamushi and Inorashi sitting Kara down as she's standing there. I'm guessing that area, or maybe they're in a private main quarters or something. Is Inorashi and Nekamushi explain to her as the Inorashi says, well, the truth is, Kat and I have decided to stay here in one and serve Lord Momonosuke as samurai of Kuzuki clan. Which again makes sense, they wanted to scab it, it'll be weird if right after they took it over, well, took back the island, they would just leave it. So I guess makes sense, so that sense. And then we have Nekamushi reacting with meow meow meow. Yuga are one of the few who've been out to see the world thanks to Luffy. That means you must have some oil what we'll need in the next era. As Carrot's reaction to that is like, but there are so many people who are way stronger than me and mature and smarter. In all honesty, there are many more suitable people. Like, even strength wise. Alright, so although Momonosuke is stronger now as an adult, as well as he's still a child, I would say Momonosuke is still more mature and more like he can fucking take the leadership role. Like, we're gonna get a little bit of a showcase later in the chapter. And even though it's a bit more of a comedic scene, you still get the more presence of the leader. Well, Kara just doesn't give me the presence of the leader. Anyways, then we get to one of the Dogstorm's three musketeers, as then we have Sicilian, I believe is the name, saying, of course there are, and our job is to protect the country. So basically, yeah, we might be stronger, but we'll be protecting it. As then we have Wanda be reminded to us all, as she's like, I'll help you too. This was the two kings' decision, Carrot. As they have Inorashi and Nakamushi, or maybe Wanda saying, but most important of all, Euteria, Euteria's heart carries Pedro's will in it. As it comes like Pedro? So yeah. To so yeah, anyways, they have Nakamushi and Yoshi saying like, to sum it up, we're leaving Zo to young folks. So yeah, as we see we see the island leaving, moving around. I guess they're gonna go there boat later. So yeah. No, I'll be honest, this really gives me certain, American modern Hollywood vibes here with putting the person that's clearly incapable, clearly makes no sense. Why the fuck are you thinking it? There is a clear agenda here with putting Carrot to be in charge because again, Carrot feel doesn't have anything to really like put her in charge. In fact, even people who like Carrot really are like weird out by this decision. How some people are saying that this is like the reason why Carrot's put in charge is only because she got a lot of focus doing Whole Cake Island and her not getting any kind of thing in return would kind of feel pointless. Like, why'd you have this character be a part of that one arc if she's gonna have nothing to do for the rest? So now they're putting her in charge of Zoe. Hell, even her reasoning with being like Pedro's will is like, Pedro had nothing to do with the leadership. It's not like he was the candidate or anything of the sorts. Okay, maybe Pedro was the candidate to be in charge, but I always interpret it being like Pedro and Cecilia were like the two necks in charge, in my opinion. Honestly, I think it would make far more sense to have like Pedro and Cecilia, Carrot and Cecilia being charged together, since it will be kind of similar to how Nakamushi and Inuarashi had it. But still, it's kind of weird to have Carrot of all being put in charge. Not sure if there's like a greater purpose to it, or maybe it's like supposed to be more of like a joke with Oda's thing, where he's like, "Alright, pretty much every kingdom or place I put introducing a story, I put the fucking teenage lady in charge, or put her in a very prominent position." So I guess I'm continuing it. I mean, granted, there are a few exceptions like Drum Kingdom and Dressrosa, but most, well, actually, even no, that can't work. Now that I think about it, I mean, I thought about it, but now that I think about it, it's just that the princesses like Hiroshi, Vivi, and Viola and Rebecca just have very prominent, just have a very prominent royal role. So yeah, that's the case. But I don't really see why Carrot is all put in charge of Zoe. So yeah, anyways, then we cut to some other area in the in the castle of Flower Capital, as we have uh, Miss Hiyori and Monosuke back to grandfather, as we see what was his name again? Odin's father, saying, "Yes, I am Odin's father." As then he's has a bit of a shock expression, as like he sees that he's being hugged by Hiyori and Momonosuke. Uh, as he then he Sukiyaki, yeah, was his name. Sukiyaki is going back to hugs them back. Is like, "I'm sorry, children. I'm sorry. Thank you. You truly do look just like Odin Momonosuke." As they are both of them like grandfather. As they have Momonosuke, who's surprisingly more mature here, where he's just had like a bit, like he has tears, but he's not like crying his eyes out. He's like saying, "We." It was like saying, "We lost our parents. Just knowing that another relative is still alive is such a relief." So yeah, basically, as you can imagine, like, yeah, you may have screwed up, and that's the reason why everyone's taken over. But we're happy we have another one to be a part of the family. Then we have Hiyori, who's also having a bit of her eyes more crying out, and she's like, "I feel the same way. Please don't apologize." So yeah, anyways, then we have I just nice saying it. I'm always forgetting his name. Sukiyaki be like, "I suppose you were all aware then." As he looks at the scabbards, as we see all the scabbards be pretty chill and relaxed about it, as then we have comment saying, "Who would wear a tango mask when there is no festival? You did not seem like an ordinary blacksmith." So yeah, like, yeah, why would you wear a mask? I mean, to be fair, the other stage of Zo 1 or V5 was just like a, tangus and that type of people living there. So it's just like another thing that's not really tango anymore. Anyways, they have Suga saying, "I'm sorry to have put that burden on you." As Eric saying, "We thought it would be rude to reveal it." So yeah, I guess that's the reason why they didn't say anything. They thought it was right. And they have Kinemon looking down and thinking it, as then we see inside his head as he's like freaking out, screaming like, "He was Lord Sukiyaki this whole time? I had no idea. I thought my heart was going to leap out of my chest. At least he's alive, though. That part's good." I mean, to be fair, there's nothing wrong to about knowing it. And also, Gavin said at least he thought like some of the scabbards were already aware of it, but not the rest. So I guess Kinema was one of the ones who wasn't aware. Anyways, there I have Sukiyaki saying, "I have things that I can teach you, but that is all I'm good for now anymore. After that, please let me resume my seclusion from the public. This era is yours to build." So Sanchez will be like, "Oh, I will help you and give you advice when it's needed, but I would much rather just go back to my normal life, just, being a blacksmith." So yeah, although I feel like it'll be best for you to stay in the flower capital, especially in the main building, because I feel like Monosuke will need constant advisors, and while I don't wanna this argue between Denjo's competence and a few of the other advisors who I'm guessing he's gonna be putting on, I don't really feel like it would be the smartest thing to put. I mean, I don't really want to put trust every or done those people to be in charge for Body Sukiyaki's a little bit of experience help. Just saying, a person who actually ruled it sounds a bit more competent to be an advisor than just anyone who just a good general, essentially. Anyways, there we have Kinema saying, "Yes, sir. Just knowing you're alive is a source of great strength." As he was like, "I'm still shocked." So as I guess he almost wanted to say, it's a great relief, but like he already knew that. But he has to pretend like he already knew that. So yeah. Anyways, then we cut to some other part of the, I guess, of the building of the castle, and then we have Frankie screaming like, "What? Pluto is this country?" As Robin just responds to him casually, like, "Yes, I wasn't able to see it yet for myself, but it is here." And then Frankie's like, "Can't believe that thing actually exists." So he actually had his doubts about it, even though he like had the maps, which is actually something that Luffy even mentions just to him, being like, "The one Frankie burned for the plants for." So I guess even Luffy doesn't barely remembered what exactly Pluto was, which is kind of surprising he even at all had any memory of it. I mean, you'd think this is something like he would long forgot. Anyways, they have Robin saying, "That's right, the ancient weapon Pluton, which bears the name of a god. Do you want it, Luffy?" As Luffy just says, "Nah, I'm good." As Robin's like, "That's what I figured, but it makes me wonder why did Oda want to unleash such a thing." So yeah, anyways, guys, that's the weird thing about the ancient weapons I have to bring up, and that is maybe I only brought them up when the Pluto was first mentioned, but the story itself doesn't like use the ancient weapons or like focus on them that much. Like, yeah, there are ancient weapons like being brought up and sometimes play a part of the story, but once you actually think about it, they are relatively insignificant. Like Pluto here, it's mentioned to be here. Its importance has been in both arcs, but it's not like used or like a goal of the Straw Hats. It's like, oh, the ancient weapons. Oh, good. Sure, Hoshi was the most significant one, but that's more because of the character, not because of the weapon itself. It's like, oh, sure, Hoshi, the princess of a kingdom. Yeah, it's gonna make sense that she's gonna use that ability. It's like a devil fruit ability of one of the princess characters that hangs out with Straw Hats. Anyways, as we speak, uh, then we have someone opening the door that the Straw Hats are hiding or in, as we see Shinobu in a young form with Otama next to her both staring there being like kunoichis. As Shinobu says, "What was that? Did I hear you saying the mature women can be a devastating weapon?" Yeah, that common joke. As then we have Frankie screaming, "Who the heck are you?" So yeah, anyways, they have Shinobu just responding with, "It's me, Shinobu. I'm just a little haggard from an incident." Yeah, that's really what they were, haggard, not just return to your young self. Which makes me wonder, why were you fat at all? Like, I get you were old, but I don't see why you were like so, fat. And I'm not saying that old ladies can be fat. Like, there are old ladies that can be skinny as well. But Shinobu was, very fat. So yeah, it's kind of weird on that Sunday Shinobu goes all skinny. Nah. Also, the outfits that Shinobu and Otama are wearing currently are pretty much like Miyo's outfit right now is like the one Nami was wearing beforehand, and Otama's outfit is the one that Komi was wearing. I mean, from the Unibaran show. Which I am really curious what they did with Komi, because if I recall exactly, Komi was actually young to a point that she lived. I think she was born. She was born at a time where uh sh- alright, I think Kome was born at a time where Orochi's indoctrination into people of Wano was actually full frontal. So when she went to school, it wasn't like cut and we are starting to learn about how great Orochi is. Like, it was something like Orochi is great. That's where she was age. So I wonder what they did with her. I mean, weird if they just throw her in prison or something. I mean, it's like, oh, it's young. Like, I think she is she 16? I want to say she's not even 20, but I might be mistaken. Okay, but yeah, regardless, anyways, we have Sanjay having the expected Sanjay reaction, which is actually something he already had previously. As some Jesus says like, really? You're so beautiful when you are haggard. Which is kind of the case. Anyways, they have Otama pretending to do ninjutsu like, hey, big bro, I'm Shinobu's apprentice now. I'm going not be real tough by the next time you see me. When you can let me join your crew. And they have Nami being like the big sis. And she's like, Otama, you're too cute. Seriously, although where's Speed? Shouldn't she be with her mother? Shouldn't Otama be with her mother? I mean, she did say she views Speed more like her mother, but still, it's kind of weird. They kind of just dropped that thing. And then Luffy just be like, sure, if you can use ninjutsu by then, hee. So yeah, it's kind of like a jokey thing. Kind of similar to what Ace said. As Otama is then like, yay, as Onami is hugging her, and then we see a bit of mug coming from the walls. As then we see Karabu being there, it's like saying, or thinking himself in his head, be like, I don't believe it. Pluton's Wano, first Poseidon notice. I gotta let a certain someone know about this. Which, I have to ask this. I know I think attacking brought this up, like when people still in their own fucking heads refer to someone like an ambiguous way. Like, why are they doing that? Just think to yourself about that person specifically. But legitimately, why are they keeping it a mystery? Like, why are they trying to say, oh, someone I know will know the information? Like, why not just say it in general? Like, you're not trying to. It's like one of those things where you have to keep the cards to yourself so you don't get betrayed. Like, why are you just not saying it? The type of situation in general. Anyways, then we cut to a few days later where we see some of the civilians, getting back to stuff. As then we see Momonosuke looking from the main building as someone from one of his guardsmen is like, Lord Shogun, we have the reconstruction plans from each domain now. So as for the funds needed, so I guess he's explaining that as Momonosuke is thinking about something else, he's looking down. As then we see some of the people happy and smiling, which I'm not sure if these are some of the people that have affected by the smiles. As then we have someone saying Shogun, as he's like moving away. I guess he doesn't want to listen to it right now. As then we see some of the maids be like, Lord Shogun, Shogun, as they're all bowing. And then Momonosuke's like, hey Zoro, would you teach me some sword fighting tech? As he cuts with the swords war, but they are nowhere to be found. As then Momonosuke's like, Ningus? As is because everything's empty. It's like thinking, Luffy? Zoro? As he then, wait a minute. As he then runs around like, Onami, Usopp, Sanji, Chopperman, Chopperman. As then he like, Robin, Frankie, as he cuts to somewhere out where it looks as a research. Then he goes to like what looks like to be like a lake. It's like Bonikichi, Jinbei, Yamato. He's going to the bathhouse of all places. I guess he was expecting Yamato to be in a bathhouse. Or he was hoping they'll be in a bathhouse. Or she'll be in the bathhouse. And then we have where is everyone? And then we have Hiyoi playing the summer sense like as Momonosuke like skin. Hiyoi, have you seen Luffy's group anywhere? As they would see Hiyoi and Otoko playing summer sense as he was like, they've left already. They said their goodbyes to everyone this morning. And Joker's like, I miss them. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah, she exists. And Momonosuke be like, huh? But they said nothing to me. As then we have Momonosuke going to Kinemon as Kinemon's like, Momonosuke! And then Momonosuke's like, Kinemon, Luffy's gone! And then Kinemon's like, I just learned that myself! They said their goodbyes to everyone else, but why not us? Which is true because these two are like the two who first met everyone. Like before Hiyori, before the rest of Scabbards, the two who they met, and the ones who kind of, set their course to this journey was Kinemon and Momonosuke, and yet they didn't even say goodbye to them. Not sure there's like a real reason why not, but regardless, we then cut to Tokage Port, Udon, that they had there. As there we have Law being saying, cut to Law saying, pick a different day, Straw Hat. The alliance is over. We are enemies now. As they be like, too bad. We already decided on today. And then kids next to them be like, oh, well, guess we are all gonna, let's pick directions. So it's kind of funny how Kid is the one like, oh, we can't do shit. Let's just go in different directions. So anyways, then we have them, As then we have them look at the lock post and they're like, the lock post needles are fixed in three directions: northeast, northeast, east, and southeast. Pick one. So, anyways, then we have something, the middle one, east. The middle one, east. Then we have us saying northeast. So I get my choice. And then we have La explaining some of the things. There's like, going northeast means I move the fastest ahead. And then I have Luffy and Kid be like, ah! And then we have I'll be like, you pick the middle. Stupid children. Big words coming from the one who can be beat the shit out of them easiest here. And then we have kids, Kid and Luffy drawing straws like, east! And then Luffy be like, no, I lost my straw. I'm sorry, everyone. And then have Luffy, Usopp screaming to Luffy like, every direction is dangerous. It doesn't matter. Just help us load up, Luffy. As then, I guess now this means that so I guess this means that Law is going northeast, Kid is going east, and Luffy and the Sharks are going in southeast, which is kind of funny because they almost go in the same directions that they are coming from the which ocean they're coming from, which I believe Law is from North Blue, Kid is from South Blue, and East Blue, and Luffy is from East Blue. It's kind of funny. Anyways, I have Luffy freaking out like, darn it, I lost, even though I'm an emperor of the sea. And then I have Kid being pissed like, Kaching, you gonna rub it in my face, huh? So he's ready to battle with Luffy now. As then we have Kid saying, but when it comes to the emperors, the one who really makes me mad is him! As he throws the newspaper on the ground as we see Buggy, Mihawk, Draco Mihawk, Sea Crocodile, Cross-Scaled! As Kid screams, the genius jester Buggy! Like the jester part, because I always find jesters more intimidating than clowns. As then we have Luffy looking at it like, huh? What's this? And then we have Luffy's like, it's Crocodile and Mihawk, Hawkeyes! As then we have Zombie like, what? As then we have Kid saying, why? As then we have Luffy saying, why are they showing that like they're Buggy's followers? So yeah, that's right. Buggy the Clown got Draco Mihawk and Sir Crocodile to be his right and left hand respectively. So yeah, that's I guess that's the reason why he got the Yonko position. As then we have Zombie like, huh? That's not possible. Not for Hawkeyes. So I mean, but you know how ridiculous that sounds. I really want to know how that happened. Like, how do you put Hawkeye as Buggy's right hand, essentially? Now, some people are saying that it makes sense because of Hawkeye's personality, but still, how do you end up with that? Anyways, then we have Law saying, well, if he's got two men of their stature working for him, he deserves to be called an emperor. So yeah, Law is taking it seriously, like every single person takes it. But Luffy just says, you know he's an idiot, right? How did that happen? Fan base again's reaction. Anyways, have Kid be like, it seems like the Cross Guild company he leads has started that putting bounties on the Navy. As then we see like a picture of, I think, generic Navy officers that we've seen probably in pages before, as they're all there. As then we have, which, by the way, the difference between the bounty postures on these and the normal bounties this for Cross Guild is unlike the normal bounties, these ones have like two scimitars being crossed together, as well as stars. Not sure that's the stars are gonna be like a number or something, as well as the names of the Navy admirals. As Kid's like, the Navy's been used to be doing all the chasing, but these days they are to fear assassination from civilians. Basically, how the bounties work, which I wonder. I am really curious on how these things work because. Okay, I'm not surprised the civilians and bounty hunters and anyone would go after the navies, the soldiers. Like there are a few navy people who I feel like would have be chased by the pirates, like that guy who was in charge of G5, who was the vice admiral, I believe, or rear admiral, where Vega was. That guy, I think, was disliked by people. Then there are like Marines whose job is to protect civilians, but they focus more on stopping the pirate and killing the pirate and protecting the civilians. Like one guy who was in Lace's light novel with flamethrowers. So I guess I do see why people would want to, hunt down the Marines. It just depends on really how this is gonna go. As there are kid or Luffy, I'm guessing kids saying like, "Well, we are stuck here in this closed nation. The world around us has changed quite a bit," which is true. As then we have kids saying, "No complaints about our respective courses. Once we set foot outside the wall, we are in the fight to the death, the like all the others." As then we have Law throwing a piece of paper on the ground. As then we have kids saying, "What is that, Trafalgar?" As Law moves to his ship or his submarine, is like, "A copy of the road poneglyph. You have just as much a right to it as we do. Only a trifling man would sneak out to a head start." Sneak out to a head start. Which, to be fair, is kind of what you were planning to do with Hole. Which one's gonna leave first? So yeah, I guess they gave. I guess Law took some sketchings for the Kid Pirates since no one of the Kid Pirates knew. Which I think it says less about the competence of Kid Pirates and more the fact they didn't even knew. Like, legitimately, I don't think the Kid Pirates were actually even aware that there was a road poneglyph in Wano. So we kind of like, they have to find out about it, and then they have to go back to Wano to get the fucking information. They have to attack, and just, it'll be a big fucking pointless circle. As then we have Kill actually looking at it, it's like Kill saying, "So, I did have one of them." Again, like they had an idea. As then we have a kid saying the same thing Kill saying the same thing we took off of Big Mom's general. Now, this is actually another thing to debate. Like, this is actually something that's mentioned a lot in the story with Kid going to Big Mom and having dealings with her. And also, it was foreshadowed in the beginning of the arc where Kid said, like, "We took what we wanted from Big Mom, and now we left." And I guess that was like sketching of the road poneglyph. Now, there's a bit of a question about what the hell this means, and did one of the children betray her? Which child was it? The most popular theories right now are either Snack or Cracker, with my money going on Cracker because there's that scar, and I think it's mentioned like no one damaged Cracker, no one saw Cracker in a while, and I could think like that makes more badass for Kid if he managed to like destroy one of Cracker's soldiers. Plus, he also Kid mentioned that he wounded one of the commanders, and Cracker has a scar, and I don't think it's ever mentioned or an SPS or anything that Cracker about the skull. Maybe it has, but I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I should have checked. And with that, Kid saying, "Far, far, far, we are going to have to put all of our strength into this task if we want to take part in all-out war over the One Piece." So yeah, it's time to move big, essentially, for the Kid part. It's time to get serious. I hope this means we still get focused on them and don't just have them be off-paneled like last time. But yeah, anyways, we're just saying, "What do you mean find the man with the burn scar? That's not enough to go on." So I guess Kid's actually looking for someone with that. And then with that, Luffy like messing with his story, like, "Huh? Burn scar? What do you mean?" As in we have Law looking serious, Robin wondering about that. As Kid then says, "You don't know, huh? Sounds like we got the advantage, ha ha ha." As then Luffy screaming, "Come on, tell me!" So yeah. Now I'm not sure if this means the Kid knows who this is, or if Robin or Law know who this is. But needless to say, this guy with a burn scar seems to at least know how to read poneglyphs, or at least know someone who can read poneglyphs. Again, it's difficult to say specifically, but we'll see. Anyways, now we move to the final page of the chapter as we cut back to the Flower Capital, as we have Monosuke saying, "Are you gone too, Yamato?" Is that we have Yamato screaming, "Is that you, Monosuke? I'm up here!" As then we have Kenoa saying, "Where is that?" As Yamato screams, "On the roof again!" Wait, was Yamato just staying on the roof of the Flower Capital? Seriously? I mean, if the woman wants to be up high, then she can be up high if she wants. Anyways, there Yamato screaming, "Well, I've made up my mind. Guess I'll go to Luffy and his crew. I'm going to live the way Kozuki Oden did." Question. Didn't Yamato already plan that and do all that? Like, isn't that kind of what was her biggest character definition? You know, being Kazuki Oda and going with Straw Hats and all that? I mean, I'm not really seeing a big change here or a big impactful moment. Anyways, end of chapter, and like Black Clover and My Academia, One Piece is gonna be a break this week. So yeah, but still, kind of a weird way to end with this. Momonosuke with I guess Yamato again saying what she was saying the whole fucking story. So yeah, what's gonna happen next arc? No, I think there is some news about the fact that the next chapter was gonna be where Wano ends on, and so maybe this, maybe so yeah. I'm guessing it could be. I feel like at this point we're just gonna have like a goodbye chapter next week with Momonosuke, Kanema, and Yamato, and see whether she's gonna join or not. And then we're gonna have a few chapters focusing on what's going on in the world. Although maybe we are just gonna have a chapter focusing on the world as everyone then departs. I don't know. We'll see on that side. Also, Kaba will probably have to go with Shotguns because he did say, "Hey, you promised me you get me out if I help you, so it's time to pay your debts," kind of thing situation here. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for this chapter. It was a pretty standard, something's happening in the world type of chapter. No, not really happening in the world. It's more like a what's happening with the captors departing now chapter. And yeah, that's it. Kind of weird how Green Bull just kind of left everything. Now that I think about it, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.